Welcome back. Today we're going to go over one-step equations in real life. So in order to do that, we have to work on finding out the parts of the equation. And to do that, equations can be used to find missing information or to solve different problems. So for this first question, it says here, the charge for a microwave repair visit is $81.21, including tax. If tax was $6.70, then how much was the repair visit? So the first thing that we go through is we figure out what we know, and what we do know is that the tax was $6.70, and then we also know that the total cost was $81.21. What we need to know, and that's usually the question at the very end of every story problem, is how much was the repair visit? So we would go ahead and say the cost of the repair is what we need to know. And then for our plan and work, we just set it up and say, okay, if we have a total, that means that we would have the cost for the repair plus tax, and that will equal total. And then I just go ahead and substitute in the numbers for these pieces. So the repair total, we don't know. That's what we're trying to find. So we would put X there or any other variable. We know that tax was $6.70, so I'm going to go ahead and put 6.7 there. And then for the total, that was $81.21. Now, I go ahead and draw a line right here before the equal sign just to kind of keep it organized, so I have the left side of the equal sign and the right side of the equal sign. And I look at the operation here and notice that it's being added. So in order to solve an equation, we have to do the opposite operation to isolate this variable. So I go ahead and instead of doing addition, I'm going to do subtraction. Now we talked about a balance yesterday, and with that balance you have to keep this equation balanced. So if you subtract 6.7 from this side, you have to subtract 6.7 from the other side. And then once we go ahead and subtract those, the nice thing on this left is those cancel, and then we're left with X equals 81.21 minus 6.7 would give us 74.51, which means it will cost $74.51 for the repair. Okay, question number 2. It says, according to CBS 2010, the average cost of the Super Bowl tickets was $3,509. And this is $441 less than the cost of the average ticket for 2015. And how much was the ticket in 2015? So we go ahead and put what we know. We know that in 2010, the ticket costs $3,509. And then we also know that in 2015, it's $441 more dollars than 2010. So what we do need to know is how much was the ticket in 2015. So the cost of the Super Bowl ticket in 2015. So for our plan and work, we would go ahead and set up our problem. 2015 ticket minus 441 would equal the 2010 ticket. And then I just plug in my values. I don't know the cost for the 2015 ticket, so I put X. I do know that it's $441 less than 2010, so I bring down the minus 441. And then the 2010 ticket was $3,509. And then to keep it organized, I go ahead and draw my line before the equal sign, and then I notice the operation here is subtraction. To undo subtraction, we must do addition, so I go ahead and add 441, and now my equation is not balanced, so I have to balance it out by adding it to the other side. So whatever we do to the left, we have to do to the right. On the left side, if I subtract and add 441, they cancel. I'm left with X equals, and then 3,509 plus 441 would give me 3,950. So that means for this problem that in 2015, the Super Bowl ticket would cost $3,950. Okay, next question. In this one, we're going to go ahead and define the variable. We're going to write an equation and then solve for the missing number. So defining a variable is the easy part. You can find whatever piece is changing here, and that's going to be our variable. So in this problem, it says the class average on test 1 was 84. The class average on test 2 was 8 points lower. What was the class average on test 2? So the class average on test 2, we don't know what that is. That would be our variable. So we're going to find the class average. And then for the equation, this one's a pretty simple one, is if it says it was 8 points lower, then I would go ahead and take the first score of 84, and I would subtract the points there because lower means subtraction. So I have 84 minus 8 equals x, and that would give me a grand total of x equaling 76. Okay, next question. This model of Jaguar is 41 miles per hour slower than a Bugatti, and that can travel 253 miles per hour. How fast does this Jaguar travel? Well, for our variable, we want to know the speed of the Jaguar. We do know that it's 41 miles slower, so that means that if I take x and that equals 253 minus 41 because it's slower than the actual amount. And this one, again, there's no solving involved in terms of moving stuff from one side of the equation to the other. We just go ahead and take 253 and minus 41, and we would get 212 miles per hour. So that means that this Jaguar can travel at a top speed there of 212 miles per hour. Okay, next question. So it says here a fence surrounds two sides of a backyard. The total length of the fence is 86 feet, with the longest portion measuring 51.5 feet. What is the length of the second side of the fence? So that means with our variable, we're going to find the length of the second side. And for our equation, if we have both fence lengths added together, that would give us a total. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I have x plus 51.5, because I don't know this length here, but I do know the other one, the longest side was 51.6, and I do know their total was 86, and so that's why it's on the right side of the equal sign. I then draw my line to keep it organized, and then I'm going to go ahead and say, instead of addition here, I need to do subtraction, and whatever we do to the left, we have to do to the right. So I go ahead and keep it balanced by subtracting 51.6 to the other side. The 51.6 on the left cancels with the other one, so then I bring down this x equals 86 minus 51.6, and that would give me 34.5. So I know that the length of the fence is 34.5 feet. All right, next question. In 1990, the average school lunch cost was $1.50. It costs $2.85 more today. How much does the average school lunch cost today? So the variable, again, that question tells us we want to know the cost of school lunch today. And for our equation, we're going to go ahead and take those two numbers, and we know that we don't know the average cost for today, so we would say x for the cost today, and we're going to subtract how much more it was from our total there. So I'd say x minus 5.1, a little too far. So x minus 1.5, so that's $1.50, and that equals the 285. To find out how much the cost of lunch today is, I go ahead and do the opposite operation and add 1.5. And then on the other side, to keep it balanced, I have to add 1.5. And that tells us that the cost of school lunch today would be, well, how much the cost of school lunch today would be $4.35. So we know that it costs $4.35 for lunch. Now for the next ones, I want you to go ahead and try 7, 8, 9, and 10 and see what you can come up with, and try to define those variables and look for the questions at the end. Once you have that done, go ahead and write 2 sentences or more on what you learned today, and then go ahead and finish up your assignment. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.